Today we will attempt to do a cold start, walk around with interior, and drive all in one video. This car is sitting in a pretty weird spot, and the reason being is it was sitting in there and we had to push it so we could do a proper cold start video, which is what we're going to do first. Once the car runs, we can move it in a nicer place so we can do a proper walk around and everything else. Let's get this open. So here's your engine, and let's get this started up so we can move it. So this is a cold start. This car has not run since yesterday when we parked it in the showroom. So here are all your lights. For those of you who know these cars, you probably know that this is the first V8 that BMW built. To my knowledge, this is 1994, and this car, this was a truly bulletproof motor. I mean, they did not have any issues with timing chain guides or timing chain stretching. It was just a good design. Very strong engine, no vanos, very straightforward. It didn't even have a lot of oil leaks issues. Just a good engine. We had a 540 that we recently sold with exactly same engine, and the car had 450,000 kilometers. I think this one is only 150 something. So definitely very nice sounding, as you can hear, very powerful. And the next thing we'll do is I will move it and I will do the walk around. We'll let this engine warm up a little bit, and then we can take it for a spin. Before I close the hood, I just wanted to show you what things look like under the hood. This is pretty neat. It tells you all the fluids that should go into this car. Here's your color code. There is the fin. Everything looks pretty good. Okay. I just want to put it in the shade and give myself a little bit more room to walk around it so I can see better what's going on. So before I talk about flaws and imperfections, I want to do a quick run around it just to show you that if you look at this car from a few feet away, you don't really see anything. Whatever you find on this car is more or less superficial. and the paint looks good, and really there is nothing that jumps out. There is no fading, no heavy scratches, dents, really nothing major. However, it is an older car, and if you look closely, you will find imperfections. So let's start from the front. You got a little scuff right here that probably needs maybe some buffing. It looks like someone touched it up, and there is a small scratch. Also on the top of the front bumper, you can see some minor scratches here and there. Now the hood looks good and is flawless, and reason being is we had the hood repainted because the paint on top of the hood was sun faded. Again, car comes from Italy. On this fender, you got a little damage here that almost looks like it's under the clear coat, like some kind of etching or something. You can touch it up, but that's really about it. There's no way of getting rid of that, and really that's about it as far as this side of the car. If you look super closely, you're gonna see minor markings like that, but again, normal wear and tear. Now this door here also has that little etching. This almost looks like a bird dropping that was just not cleaned up in time, and it ate into the clear coat. Now this door does have a couple of small dings. Our dent guy is coming either today or tomorrow, so we will have him go through the car and remove all the door dings that he has access to. Obviously maybe not all of them he will be able to remove, but I think the doors are relatively easy. And then when it comes to fenders and quarter panels, sometimes there's problem with access. Also, if you look at this trim piece, it does have some little dents or little damage here that probably results from just maybe people opening doors and hitting it. I don't know, but you can see it's not perfect. Also a small dent right here. Again, our dent guy may be able to get rid of it, and there is a tiny one over here also with a chip. The trunk lid was also repainted because of fading. We did not have to paint the roof. The roof was not faded, it was just the trunk and the hood. There is nothing on the rear bumper, all that looks good. Right over here you got a scratch, and that scratch it's kind of deep. Also around that scratch, it kind of looks like it used to be a crease and someone tried to pull it out. Somebody tried to fix it using a dentless paint removal. It doesn't look horrible, but it's a little wavy in this area. We're gonna see if our dent guy can make it look any better. I mean, obviously there is no way for him to get rid of the scratches, but maybe he can improve the look of these waves. At the same time, I'll show you that the tires look good on the car. We did not replace them. They are, I believe, matching, and they are from 2017. So tells you how little this car was driven, because that makes these tires about 6 years old, but they look pretty deep. I also don't see any dry rotting, so they're probably still good for driving. And this side looks pretty nice. I do see a very minor scuff right here, and also this just happened lately because I didn't see this before. That bottom molding, you can still buy them, they're pretty cheap. It looks like has a tear, so that could be either glued back, or you can probably buy eBay Chinese that actually fit pretty nicely, and they are sold by sets. Over here There is a scratch. It's a light scratch, hardly visible, but it's there. And over here there is a little dent with a chip. I'm just trying to be as detailed as I possibly can. Also, I'm looking at all the glass, and it looks like it's all original glass, including windshield. Let's go and see if this side is also original. Yeah, it's all original glass. That's a good thing. Let's look inside real quickly before we take it for a spin. The interior is very nice. Now, what's really unique is US cars, a lot of them had these multi-contour seats. In Europe, this was a very rare option. This is a very first E38 that we've ever brought from Europe, or actually seen in Europe, that has these seats. Most of them, they have cloth, and even if they come with leather, they just have regular sports seats. These multi-contour seats are pretty awesome, and for people who know these, you know how comfortable they are. Interior is pretty much flawless. I don't see really anything on it. Obviously, you're gonna see some slight cracking here on the wood grain, which again, pretty normal wear and tear on a car of this age. And same thing with the rear seat. Now, this car has rear headrests that are adjustable. If you move this up and down, you can hear the motor inside, but the headrest does not move. I imagine that's probably something that nobody ever used, and not sure about the design behind it, but apparently the motor is fine because you can hear it. But since the headrests are not moving, there is either a gear, or maybe they're just cable design like with the seats, and maybe that's why they don't move. And again, for those of you who know these cars, the cable design on the seats, it fails a lot on E34, E32, probably not as much on E38, but the cables inside would shrink, and then you would try to move the seat. You could hear the motor run, but the seat would not move because the cables would not reach the gears. And I'm thinking maybe it's the same thing with the rear headrests. Front headrests, they move, and I don't think there is any problem with the front seats. So anyways, here's to continue on the front. PDC is blinking, which means there is a problem with the PDC. Maybe a bad sensor, maybe one of the sensors is disconnected. I don't know. AC blows cold. You can see all the pixels are here. This one, it's got a tape. This display here works, but I guess it doesn't work properly. This display is shot. That's probably the least important display. Radio display works fine, air conditioning, and also your display here works fine. This can be changed to English as well. We've done that before. Headliner was replaced, I believe, by our guy, if I'm not mistaken. So the headliner is new, and really everything else on the interior is kind of flawless. It's got this, I don't know how to open it. Oh, there we go. It's a little compartment. Well, look at that. How many of these have you seen that work? Oh, and the rear shade is present, and it goes up, but it doesn't go up all the way. I'm sure maybe it's an adjustment, but if you lower it, it goes down. Yep. and then it makes that noise for a few seconds. All right, time for us to take this for a spin. As you can see, there are 2 keys. As far as I remember, the remote features on your remotes, on your remote control work as well. So we are gonna, let's get this. There we go. Let's take this for a spin. Again, normally I would position this car in a way that I don't have to do all these maneuvering, but I tried to do all this in one video. So you gotta bear with me so I can back out of this parking lot. Here's what the car looks like when it was dropped off a trailer. And this is going to be one of these drive videos where I have to drive and shift gears and film. So probably not the smoothest, but hopefully you get an idea. When the car came in, it was in a very nice mechanical condition. Normally these cars come with a bunch of warning lights and such, and on this one I think the only warning lights that we had to fix were related to burnout light bulbs and things of that nature, but there was really nothing that we had to fix on this. Suspension feels nice, the clutch feels very good as well. Engine, it just runs unbelievably strong. We're gonna go to the second and see if can't really get on it because there is a curve in front of us and I have to let off the steering wheel to change gears. But now that we get on a straight, we're in the 3rd gear, now I can get on it. I mean, I don't even know how fast I'm going, but it feels pretty fast, so I'll better slow down. Here's a stop. These cars are absolutely amazing. They drive like modern cars. They're quiet, they're extremely quick. It's, in my opinion, a first car that BMW built that really drives like a modern car, and you can easily daily drive it, and the car is quick even for today's standards, especially with the manual. Do a final shot, and that's gonna be the end of this one. Now, we also promised to one of our customers who is interested in that car that we'll put it on the lift again and remove all the covers. Now the engine is fully warmed up. You can see how quiet it is. Oh, speaking of which, I just saw something I didn't see before. Here is, looks like some heavy scratches were touched up on the very bottom of the bumper. Very nice, very solid, very quick. Thank you.